Hello there and welcome back. So today we really are going to etch into actually the four sides of this, but before we do that and possibly ruin it, I've just got a piece of 2mm glass out of a picture frame that you can get, down the dollar shop for about $5. And it's better to find out the perfect setting for your laser to etch a design. Now, a laser program just won't recognize an ordinary picture. It recognizes files like bitmaps or dithered images, because a bitmap and dithered images are pixelated. In other words, the actual different grey settings are made up of patterns of part pixels. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of test art that we probably will end up using on one side of our vase, and but we're going to try different settings on this piece of glass to get the perfect picture in glass. And there's a few other little things that you ought to know about engraving into glass or acrylic see-through plastic. It would also be a good idea to have a look at the video preceding this one, because there's a lot of information in that video, technical stuff, that you need to know about the shape of the actual laser and the reason why, if you traverse a laser quicker, the scan line that is left by the laser gets narrower. Okay, it's very important when you're doing etching of a picture or a photograph. Photographs are a lot more complex, so at the moment we're just going to deal with simple images. So, free programs to do this. Now, I use GIMP a lot, and I also use the Microsoft Paint program. Very good program to use, actually, especially with lasers. So here it is, Microsoft Paint, and we're just going to take a simple image like this sprig of flowers, whatever they are. So it doesn't really matter what size this is. What we're really after is this, at the moment, is a PNG format. Doesn't really matter to us, because we're going to change that format right now very quickly. And this is all you need to do, is come to File, Save As, Bitmap. Okay, and I'm going to save it straight to the desktop, easy to handle there, and save. And we can come out of that. So this is the program I use. There are several different programs out there, like ArtCAM Works, that's another good program too, but your laser must be set up for it. So what I'm going to do is import a picture of the desktop. There it is there. Double click and it's in. Now let's find out what size that is. So as we've got the cursor highlighted, you just draw a square around it and then come to one side so your cursor changes to a cross, right click, size. That's probably okay actually. It is only a test piece that we're going to do, so it'd be nice. It's probably going to be about that size. I probably wouldn't have to alter it much to go on that glass vase, maybe a little bit. But we're going to leave it as it is. So we're going to just say OK. And so what we're going to do now is go up here and change that cut to an engrave. Now I'm going to take this to the ridiculous level, okay? So you can see the difference it makes in glass. But what we're really doing this for is the power setting, okay? Because glass is, you don't want to go burning through it. What a laser does actually fractures this top layer of glass. It actually minute cracks it as well as sort of welds it as well. Glass is quite a weird one. So what we're going to do, we're going to set it engrave. Now then, engrave, and we're going to say 200. Well, that's a little slow. I can say about 300 is about the average. Bidirectional, so in other words, the laser's going to fire left to right and right to left. Engrave blowing, always use the blower, the nozzle blower, when you're using a laser at every time for everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to alter these figures to a low-ish amount, and then I can show you as you bring the power up. It's like turning the brightness up on a television set. So we're going to say 15 and possibly 20% output of the laser. This is a 100-watt laser. Okay, so that would represent 25 to 35 watts, somewhere like that. It's not a linear thing. It's not, the watt output is not a linear. It's not a straight line. And the laser doesn't start firing really until 10%. So from 10% set in here, okay, to about 20%, you've got 35 watts in not a vertical line, but a fairly steep line. And then as the numbers go, as the percentage goes up, it sort of curves over like that, so it's not linear, it's not a straight line. These we can leave out. Now then, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the ridiculous again, is I'm going to say point 0.2 decimal point. So I'm going to go 0.2 millimeter step over. So that's going to be very coarse. So I want to show you that so you know the difference. And we're going to say calculate that. And now we'll put that file into the laser and see what happens. So the first thing we're going to do is set the focus. So we just put our focusing plate on top of the glass or the material, and we'll bring the laser head over. Okay, so we'll automatically set the focus of the laser. So Just setting up the data now, where I want the 0, 0 to be, which is about there. So I'm about 5. You can remove the material even as well. Okay, so I'll fetch you in for a closer look for this. Well, that's actually not too bad at all. That's very reasonable. But I know this laser can do better. So what I'm going to do is alter the step over from 0.2 millimeter step over to 0.1. And we'll see what the effect of that is. So I think the results really speak for themselves. This is 0.2 millimeter step over. This is 0.1. You see how much more contrast there is in this? This is absolutely perfect for what we want to do. And as luck has it, I've got the power output settings pretty well spot on. Okay, so now we'll put some art together for the force. Oh, actually, prior to doing that, I'm going to enlarge this to a size that we would need to go into that vase, and we'll see what that's going to look like, because we may have to alter our settings even further. Just want to draw your attention to that area there, this area here, and a couple of points down here and there. The laser has reduced power all of a sudden in these particular areas. Well, that is because there's a bit of dirt on one or the other or a couple of my mirrors. So I'm going to have to clean my mirrors to be able to get a perfect result. Right, I just cleaned my mirrors, and that's what I got off them. So now we shouldn't have a problem. It's probably my fault. I should have cleaned them before I started, but I normally clean them about once every week. If I'm using it regularly, well, I'll clean it every other day. But there you go. That goes to show how much a little bit of muck on the mirrors can hold you up, or hold the laser up anyway. Okay, now I've just positioned a glass vase just on the table here, but you'll notice there's a piece of wood here. Now this is 1/8 inch thick, because the sides are angled an 1/8 of an inch narrow than what the top is. So to bring this up level, so we have the right focus throughout the entire etching, I've just raised the bottom up slightly. So now I'm going to bring the nozzle over, and we will zero the Z. So I put it right in the middle, right there, and we're bringing nozzle over and zero the Z. You probably would have noticed when I took the automatic Z plate system away, the laser pointer, which tells me exactly where the end of that nozzle is, has pretty well disappeared. Okay, because it doesn't actually show up on glass. So it is necessary to get a little bit of masking tape. I'm just putting the rough vicinity of where you want to start your job, your datum point. Now, to be very accurate, what I do is I measure it, I just put a little pen mark at the point where I want to start the program. So I'll do that right now. So in this case, it's 10 millimeters down off the rim, which is about there, and 22 millimeters in from the top edge, which is, oh, it's about right actually. So it's right on that dot. That was a bit of luck. So that's where we're going to position the laser. And that's pretty well there, and I'm going to set the datum and we'll start the etching. What a perfect result that is. Now I'm going to do the other three sides. Now it's just repetitive until the fourth side. I'll bring you back in when I'm doing the fourth side, because we're going to do some lettering on that as well. So that goes to prove that you really can turn a $10 vase into a $55 vase. And I did that in 20 minutes. If you just done these singularly, you can make 3 an hour. So if you can make 3 an hour doing them singularly, that means you're making $135 an hour profit. But this laser, if you wanted to, you could put 12 or 15 or possibly 20 of these all in here, stacked side by side by side. And the laser would etch 20 on one side, and it would take about probably an hour, maybe a little less. So that means in 4 hours you could turn out 40 of these if you were batch making them. But you're not going to make these sort of things every day for the next 10 years. This is one product that you can make, and you can make more money on them by personalizing them. So you spend 2 days making the base model of this, and you put in your stock. Maybe you're going to sell 10, 15, 20 a week. So this is just one product in your lineup of products. And over the coming months, I will show you how to make more cash products. So what it boils down to is you really can start a micro business of your own from your garage. That's how everybody starts, pretty well. So I'm here to show you how to do it. So I hope you've liked the video today. I hope I've passed some information on that can help you. And if you've liked the video, please like and subscribe. And if you would like to, you could consider becoming a patron to the channel, because it is the patrons behind the channel that allow me to do tutorial videos. So thank you for joining me, thank you for watching the video, and until the next time, bye for now.